Good evening, viewers of NTV, those who are watching us from within Uganda and those who are outside Uganda. As usual, I always tell you, we are glad you have kept NTV as your #1 station in this country. And I'm also happy that NTV People's Parliament is your favorite program in this country. Of course, because it is the only program that gives Ugandans a platform to speak about policies of government, issues that affect their communities, affect their country, their district, and of course your everyday life. We are in Kampala, as you are aware. On 5th of October was a International Teachers Day. We celebrated it together with them, but because teachers still had issues, we are giving them another platform this Saturday for them to air out and release some of the anger that they are carrying. You are welcome, honorable members, to this NTV People's Parliament. Let me have teachers now to speak.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to start by thanking the People's Parliament, through the Right Honorable Speaker, for enabling us to air out our issues so that we can discuss what concerns us, we can get a chance to discuss issues which are heard all over the world.
Clap for NTV.
Honorable members, I want to thank the government for the little they are going to add us by the end of this October, which they promised. This little has come after a very serious standoff in which we even had strikes and many meetings by our leaders with the president of this country. Honorable members, this can come to a stop if the scheme of service is implemented so that periodically people are recruited to raise in ladders so that somebody moves from assistant, whatever, to a senior teacher, to a principal teacher, because we can't all become teachers. That's why the salary is a little bit better, but it's still so little. Maybe some attraction to the younger teachers may be there.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Welcome.
And thank you, members, for listening to me.
Please.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. My name is Fred Katende. Teachers, to be retained in the profession or to be motivated to join the profession, a lot has to be done. One of the things that we need to do as the country, we need to improve the motivation strategies of teachers. We need to motivate the teacher in terms of payment. These young people you are looking at, the kids that we teach, they will not love the profession if the teachers live miserably. You should look at someone who is going to inspire you and say that I need to be like that person. There's no way that person can be motivated when he cannot even afford a better house to sleep in. We need to pay teachers in time. We must look at the...
You mean even the little you get is delayed?
At times it is delayed. You find some areas, they take 2 months before payment is effected. That one is still a challenge. Now, people have upgraded. You have gone for a degree when you joined at a diploma level. There must be a system that immediately after qualifying, that means now you're qualifying as education officer. You need to be given that salary of education officer, not to leave you at that salary of assistant education officer.
Okay.
It motivates people not to join the profession.
Okay, point taken.
Thank you very much, Madam
Speaker. Please, you have the platform.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Waliaula Fred Masolo. You earlier on asked as to why the teachers of those days remained in school and in the profession. One is that the moment these teachers joined the TTCs, they were assured of their payment. They were already being paid even when they were still in the training. That's why they remained there, and the payment was sustainable, could sustain their lives. Another word I don't want to hear, I think if I was coming from England, where the source of English comes from. That word consolidated, I would remove it from the English dictionary so that our payment also, we have other allowances. Somebody has gone home, he's given out of station allowance. Then for us who are ever at station, we are not given. Why are teachers leaving the profession? When we ask government to increase our pay, they say teachers are very many. And that is why some teachers are quitting, maybe to reduce the number of teachers so that they are increased and paid a higher amount. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Rose Kusima Mugisha from Nabisusa Girls School, a proud teacher of 35 years. Teaching is a good profession. We love it because we are, the nation is. A lot has got to be done. Something has been done. Yes, access to the payroll should be made easier. Incremental period should be respected. I have taught for 35 years. Someone who graduated 2 years ago gets more money than I do. That should change. Favorable pay according to the times. Yes, they will increase. And you give me 20,000. I mean 20,000. I will just go and buy just a basin of Irish potatoes. My children starve and I teach yours? Please no. We need to take care of access to colleges and institutions of higher learning in as far as education is concerned. We do not want people who have failed elsewhere to come and tarnish our profession. We would also like to ask government to stop dividing teachers. Yes. Science teachers, arts teachers. What is the combining word? We are teachers, and we cannot teach when we are divided.
So this thing is politically motivated?
Yes. I'm not sure. But it is a policy. Madam Speaker, everyone has something to do. Everyone has something to do. I start with you, the media. When we do something wrong, you quickly make it magnified. When we do something good, please hail us, magnify it, let us sound, let us feel good. Media, please.
We have had, ma'am.
I want to go to the parents. Parents should stop. Parents who are looking at me, stop undermining us. Don't talk about us before the children we teach. I said everyone has something to do. The head teachers motivate teachers at your level. You have a lot to do. Even if the money is little, make us comfortable. Those of you who make us comfortable, I salute you.
As you wind up.
Young teachers, take heart. I mean, when I say young teachers, I mean the young teachers in the profession now who are working, and I mean the young teachers in colleges, and I mean the teachers who are thinking, who are looking at us like the other young man and saying, the teachers are good. Take heart. Teaching is good. When you teach someone and someone comes up, you really feel good. We want to make it happen.
Thank
you. So how are we going to do it, Madam Speaker? 1 minute. I would like to encourage the House.
You know, the teacher who told me is very proud when he sees me inspiring Ugandans.
Very good.
Go ahead.
We need to confidently and consistently negotiate for better conditions. Do not fear. Wherever you are, ask for it. I said confidently and consistently for the right pay, for the right working hours, for the workload.
Okay.
I submit.
Thank you, Madam Teacher. And thank you for telling the young teachers to please take heart. I salute my teacher of Maria Primary School and Blue Check Senior Secondary School back in Bududa. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. My name is Busura Swaib from Kisugu Church of Uganda. I'm the head boy, and I used to like my teachers so much because they are ever clean. They inspire me because their characters are so good. They can even be humble. But for me, I think the most thing that the teachers are trying to say, but they are beating around the bush. The thing is the salary. If they pay the salary, the teachers, we the children will be inspired to come in this thing, in this profession. Because we think the salary, if you get the salary makes everything. If you get 1 point something, you'll have something to do. You'll go to have fun with your fellow teachers. Give the teachers day. You'll have some money in the pocket. But if the salary is low, you're paying the school fees of your children, you remain with few money so that you can save it for other things.
Thank you.
That was my point.
Actually, I would say to government, we celebrated the International Teachers' Day on 5th October. And for us as teachers and NTV, we are still celebrating up to now. I would say if it comes to an International Day of Teachers like this, we should not lament. Government should make them not continue lament, but thank them for improving their working conditions. Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, the teachers are still talking. Yes, welcome back. You are still watching NTV People's Parliament, sitting here in Kampala at Teachers House, Bombo Road, speaking about the conditions that teachers go through. And their one cry has been for many years, and it still is. The salaries are too meager. At 400,000 shillings, can a teacher ever drive a Primo? But I think you can now afford a bicycle. Mr. Bakuba, let's go ahead. I'm not mocking you, but I'm advocating for you.
You know, a Primo, no. And of course, worst of all, when you look at what makes people get attracted to these professions, it is looking at those who are there. What is it that they are able to do? So if you are a teacher, you cannot manage constructing a house. What will motivate someone to join that profession where those who taught you are still the same as they were when they were teaching you?
Even the office where you are going to work to, I have moved throughout this country, you find a teacher teaching in a dilapidated building as an office, for heaven's sake.
That is if it is there, because we have scenarios where a classroom is turned into a bedroom at night. Because it is hard to reach, there are no houses to rent, and therefore during the day, they fold the beddings. In the evening, they enter the classroom and sleep. So how do the learners respect that profession? How do they anticipate to go and enter into such an experience? And therefore, when we are talking about these things, we are not saying government has done nothing. We are saying government has done what it has done, but there is a lot more that it can do to bring the profession to the right position, because the children are still being born. Teaching and learning must continue.
It is here to stay.
But we must have the teachers in a better position than they are today, so that the learners have got a motivated teacher in front of them who is psychologically prepared to deliver to them and make them what they ought to be today and tomorrow. And therefore, that's why we are looking at those teachers in the making, in teacher training colleges. What is it that is motivating them to say, when am I completing the course to go and start working? How about those of our children who are looking at us to get motivated and say, I want to be like daddy, like mommy as a teacher, because teachers are respected in society. We have got politicians who mock us. They utter out words that demean the teacher. And therefore, if, you know, teachers are like candles. A candle burns itself while it is giving light to others. But while the light is being given to others, the candle is diminishing. The teachers and the teaching profession, we are the people who provide ladders to all those others. The unfortunate thing that pains us is that when they reach wherever they have reached, they forget where they have come from. And that is the pain of the teacher. One day they asked the Chancellor of Germany, and they asked her, why do you pay teachers more than all others? She smiled a bit and told them, all these have been made what they are by the teachers. And therefore, that's the reason I pay them more than any other person, because they are the ones who have made doctors, who have made engineers, who have made all the professions.
Okay.
And therefore, we expect our government of Uganda to look into the plight of the teacher if they want to achieve the quality education we deserve in this country. Without investment in education, it is a wastage of time. It doesn't matter how much money is going to education. What matters is what we get out of the investment we put in education.
Now, Mr. Baguma, before you go away,
Yes.
the General Secretary of Uganda National Teachers Union, if God put you in a position of deciding the salary of teachers today,
Yes.
how much would you think would make a teacher happy?
The teacher would start from 5 million, the lowest paid teacher, because Uganda has that money. First of all, in the parliament, the qualification is senior 6. How much money do they pay them?
But they are not S6, it's just...
And how many attend parliament sessions? We watch TVs. Why is the government spending all that money on them? What value do we have?
Okay, 5 million.
We have more than 400 MPs. By next parliament, I think we shall be having 500 MPs. And they determine what they are supposed to be paid at the expense of those who made them what they are.
Thank you. Thank you. The powers that be, I think you have heard that if Mr. Baguma, the General Secretary of Uganda National Teachers Union, was put in a position of deciding a teacher's salary, the lowest is 5 million. Thank you. Yes, members, let's go.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Chiseka, and I'm a retired teacher.
You are retired already?
From the government services. I'm already retired. We have been lamenting.
But you are not tired yet.
I am not yet tired, and I'm still strong, but I retired from the government services.
Why?
Because of the mistreatment that I was getting from government. I have been united fighting for the welfare of the teachers, for the teachers. But what can we do? We ask ourselves, do we have planners in the Ministry of Education? We are about 170 teachers in the whole country.
170?
170,000 teachers. Teachers in the whole country. But at one time we met with His Excellency the President. You know, His Excellency the President is a practical man. We at Nambole, that was 2008, 2006, we are there. And said, how many teachers do we have? By that time we were about 150,000 teachers. And I said, can't we have a mortgage scheme, a housing mortgage scheme, where the government puts up houses for the teachers, and then maybe the teachers start paying these houses monthly. So by the time the teacher retires, has got where to put his ribs. But here we are, a teacher retires without even having put up a house. Two, look at the East African community. When you look at a teacher in the East African community, it's the teacher of Uganda who is poorly paid. You go to Rwanda, you go to Kenya, you go to Tanzania. They are somehow, and even Sudan, because our teachers are running out from Uganda to go and teach in South Sudan. Sudan, which got independence yesterday. But Uganda, which got independence 50 years now, 57 years now. Thank you. We are still running to those younger countries. So, the Yusuf has said the government has got the money. And by that time we calculated it was about 50 billion to put up houses for the teachers in different areas. But the minister said, but where are we going to get that money? But how much money is wasted?
And it's stolen, actually.
Eh? And when you say how much money is wasted, the Johnson has told you, the MPs, who cannot even speak 2 sentences in correct English, how much money do they get? Some cannot even stand and speak.
Please do not demean our MPs.
No, we shall call a spade a spade.
Our MPs are doctors, they are teachers, they are engineers.
Honorable Speaker, if now today you tell it is only the standing orders that are keeping these teachers in the profession. If today you open and you ask teachers, how many of you want to get a retirement, 80% of the teachers will leave today. Otherwise, they are just being kept there because the conditions of leaving the profession is hard. They say if you want to leave, you don't get your gratuity. And you have wasted all that time. But if you tell them that how many teachers want to leave, you wait 2021. When politics is coming, many teachers, that's the time they leave. And they join politics. Why? Because there is some bit of pay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please.
God is good all the time.
God is good and that's his nature.
Why we are starting with God is that the government has left us in the hands of God. It is God who is taking care of us. Honorable Speaker, my name is Awori Agnes, your namesake.
Thank
From
you.
Chitante Primary School.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorables present, flashback. When I was joining the college, we used to have a motivation, like one of the honorables said. They were paying us every end of month. We were expecting something, and we used to call it boom. That one encouraged me to join the college. And after qualifying,
Now they no longer get that boom?
it is nothing. Instead, they pay heavily in NTCs and PTCs. And the feeding was up to date. We used to eat imported food. Today, it is not there. Secondly, after qualifying, we were sure of a school. Somewhere teachers could come and they assign you to certain schools. And you are the one who would choose. For example, I was assigned in 3 schools. I chose one school. I started working. And that school was near cement factory in Tororo. They used to give us cement, 2 bags of cement at the end of the month. But at that time, the age, foolishly enough, we could again sell it to get something. Today, a teacher qualifies and he floats. I call it floating. They say the ceiling is not yet open. The teacher can float even for 2 years. 2 or more. Now, through that, in that period, a teacher will decide to go and join maybe police, other professions.
So there are no intern teachers?
They
But
are
we
not
have
there.
intern doctors?
Yes, please, they are not there. Now, government always says, kulembeka. We stay in school from 8 o'clock up to 6 o'clock. How can we kulembeka? By the time you leave school, you are very tired, too tired even to eat. You have to prepare lessons. As our secretary said, he knows, he has the experience. Now, we are requesting government, as the young boy said, salary increment will, I think, do for us. And then about this one of upgrading. One time we were in a teacher's day in Lugogo there. The minister at that time said when somebody upgrades, you are not upgrading salaries, your scale, but you are upgrading your knowledge. We request the government really to tell us and advise us when we go for upgrading, why should we go for upgrading and spend a lot of money there, struggles for school fees, yours, and for your children? Why? We are requesting when somebody has upgraded, the scale changes. Like some of my colleagues here have already talked about it, that you get salary, which somebody who has just qualified gets. Why is it so? U7, 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 why? When somebody is a graduate teacher. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You see, I have been having People's Parliament with teachers several times. And whenever I hear their issues, whenever I listen to them, okay, I wish I become the president one time. Maybe I will do what it takes to ensure that the welfare of teachers is improved. Let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we shall wind up with other solutions for this profession. Yes, welcome back. You are still watching your favorite program in this country, and of course that is NTV, People's Parliament, because it gives you a platform to speak about issues that affect your everyday life. Tonight is a platform for teachers, and you have heard what affects their everyday life. You have heard from them. I can't speak for them anymore. They are qualified enough to speak about their problems, and you have heard them.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker, plus the entire teachers fraternity. Okay, my name is Kairugav Ibrahim. I'm the Guild President of Chibuli Co PTC. And my points are, if we are to encourage the young generation to come into this teaching course, these have to be fulfilled by the government. Reduction in taxes paid by the teachers. You know very well that we are getting little amounts of money. And again, you are giving us a burden of paying high taxes. I request the government to kindly, please, if they are raising the amounts, let it be raised, but let the taxes be lowered down. Then, supportive programs should also be put in place to support teachers. There must be some organization that can give funds to teachers without interest rates. Because if we get those supportive programs, they support teacher, they stand in when teacher has a problem. Trust me or not.
I have seen teachers struggling with loans in banks.
Yeah, madam, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. The government should put in place organizations that do not put interest on teachers' loans so that they stand in when teacher has a problem. Then another point is about, I will not also rely on the government only, but also teachers who are ourselves. Members who have to be separate-minded. If you have a problem with maybe your organization, your administrators are not paying, the government is not paying your amounts in time, members, let us keep our secrets within us. Let us not discourage the young generation that we are not paid at all.
So are we doing a wrong thing to put this on NTV?
Not, madam. It's not a wrong thing. But let us not show that in our classes. Because at some extent,
Order, honorable members, order in the house.
Some teachers which are an extent of going to class and they start conversing with children, we are paid little, why should I teach you so much? That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying let us be separate-minded if we are to teach.
Okay.
And, okay, those are my points. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Mubiru Sarah from Midland High School. I would like to put this across. You know, I'll start with the government transfers. We've got a lot of teachers who have been transferred from their schools. And now they have been having accommodation wherever they have been, but they are transferred to areas where there is no accommodation, you find a teacher suffering and struggling in an area like as if he's a starter, you get. So they end up, you know, hating the profession wherever they are, and now that's why they start quitting the job. And then another issue is about the government should stop the violation of the teachers' patience. Teachers are, known for being patient. Whenever they strike or talk about the increment of their salaries, the government always says that we will see that, maybe we'll take action. We do not have money. Where are we going to get the money from? That's violation of a teacher's what? Patience. We say that whenever you squeeze the nose like this, at times you can make it bring out blood, you get it? And now, when it reaches to increment, they talk about increasing the salaries of the science teachers. But even the teachers who teach art subjects are also teaching the same number of students. These ones are also teaching. Even the time of preparation is the same time.
Maybe that's why they're even splitting and calling themselves teachers as the Science Teachers Union. But whoever is dividing teachers, please.
That's division. That's division. Another thing, we teachers, as ladies around here, we are parents. But you can be at home and then you discourage your child from being a teacher. When a child comes to you for consultation, that, Mom, what do you think I can take up according to what you've seen? You also don't encourage your child to become a teacher. You tell them that, what? I want you to become a doctor.
Would you encourage your son or daughter to become a teacher?
Yes, I would be, encourage them. Why? Because I was encouraged by my mom. Okay. However much she wasn't a teacher, but wherever I could be at home, I could get people around, teach them, and she could tell me, you are going to be a nice teacher. She wasn't a teacher, but she could empower me and encourage me. So I liked the profession because of my mom. So even if you are here also, let us encourage the young ones, so that they can also become teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
I'm Eganyu Angela Mary from Uganda Matters Primary School, Rubaga. I love being a teacher, and I'm proud of being a teacher. Under all the hardships which we go through, one of the issues which I have really felt bad about the government is when we say that the teachers are getting little pay, and then the teachers tend to complain about it. The government sometimes does not take it seriously, whereby the government will say, if you feel you cannot teach, you better quit. We shall bring other people to teach. Does the government really appreciate the effort that we are trained teachers? For one to teach and to bring out the right products, a person must go through training. And we are proud that we are teachers because we have been trained. But if you feel you can go to the streets and just pick some people there and put them in the class, what type of education are we going to have? We are going to end up producing doctors who are incompetent. And these incompetent doctors are the ones who are going to remain in Uganda. The ones who are well trained are the ones who are going out looking for green pastures. So really, the government should appreciate the efforts of a teacher.
Okay.
Recruitment for more teachers, we need it. Much as they say we are many, look at the enrollment. Our population is growing. We need more teachers so that the teacher ratio, teacher-people ratio, can be at least within maybe 50 to 1, a teacher handling 50 children. You look at a situation whereby a teacher is handling 100 children in a class. How effective will that one be? Much as we produce these children and push them to the next level. Let PLOE come. How have the children performed? Were these children fully prepared? Why do we talk about malpractices or malpractice of exams? It's due to insufficient preparation of the children, which makes people go on for those bad practices. So the government should look into the teachers, look at the way we are working, the socio-economic factors of a teacher should be looked into, so that we shall be like others. I heard some members saying, Honorable Madam, saying that if I became the president, I would improve on the teachers' welfare. Sometimes it's a lie. We have remained as signposts. A teacher is a signpost, directing others where to go. And we remain here. We have directed them to go to the parliament. They are earning a lot of money. Even they are crying for more increment. But when a teacher says, please, can you improve on our pay? Even the members of parliament will not support us. Now what is it? Can we continue being signposts? A signpost which cannot move. I am here. The child whom I taught is doing so well. And when that child sees me, says, oh my God, see my teacher. I am proud of my child, but where am I? I also need something better. I love my profession. The government should look into the socio-economic of the teachers so that we shall enjoy more.
Thank you, Madam Teacher.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members of Parliament. Thank you. My name is Nsaba Kamikazi Melissa. I'm from Nabisunsa Girls School. First of all, I would like to begin by saying the government should understand that teachers are not superhuman. They have feelings, they have emotions. They should not be expected to be like demigods. Teachers wake up very early in the morning, they come, they train us. I, for one, have never wanted to be a teacher, but not because of the low salary, it's because I've always wanted to be a lawyer. But sometimes I look back and I think, how am I ever going to become a lawyer if my driving force is not there? And you know, teachers, there are teachers who really have love for the profession, but then when they actually get into it, they do not have any motivation for the love to keep on, because they are giving and they are not receiving from that love. If only our government could look at countries like Germany, where teachers are the highest paid profession, because even the president himself would not be where he is if he had not gotten the knowledge he has from teachers. And then also, to encourage young children to want to be teachers, some teachers set the stereotype that they are unhappy and their profession is a sad one. Because like speakers before me, you find teachers going to class and yes, telling students that they're not paid enough, they're not happy where they are. And in all honesty, as a student, a young person, there's no way you're going to want to put yourself into that trap. You think, the teacher is warning me himself, he's telling me I should not take the risk. Let me just divert my mind to something else. So even teachers are really patient people, by the way. That's one thing you should clap for yourselves. Please clap for yourselves. Because honestly, teachers take in so much, they put in so much, and at the end of it all, they have a smile on their faces. You cannot even tell what they go through. Sometimes a teacher is tempted. You look at your child, you do not have food to give them, you do not have fees to pay for them, and yet there are people in class whose children you're going to promote to high levels, maybe in the government, high professions, but your own children are suffering because you're sacrificing for other people's children. In all honesty, the government should, style up, because teachers,
thank you.
Teachers are the reason why we are here.
Yes.
Why I am dressed like this.
And why you are speaking English.
Yes, teachers are the reason why I'm going to be a lawyer in future.
Yes.
So honestly, their salaries should really be.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Kabuna John Stephen, a teacher by profession. I have just one thing I have to put across. If really the government can really assist us to remove the word decentralization, and we be
come close to the microphone,
and we be free. You look at our age, as old as we are, we have so many things. We have land, but we are capitalized here, teaching the center, no going away. So for me, I'm requesting the government to say decentralization for primary over. They will not see some of us our age being in Kampala.
You go and develop your own district.
Much. We have land. So the exits are working, by the way.
And you give the knowledge to those students who are there.
And they are missing there. We are here, engineers, doctors. So for me, I'm talking on behalf of Kampala. If they can open that thing, we shall be the richest guys, not fighting with the money all the time.
Thank you. Very much. Thank you. 1 minute, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. For us to inspire the younger generation to join the teaching profession, the government should prioritize the teaching profession than looking at teachers as the people who are good at looking after goats. Remember one time, the Honorable Minister said, please, if you cannot teach, you go and look after goats. It's quite absurd. We have children. We are given 400K. We are paying school fees over $1 million, which forces the teachers to go to banks to get loans. We are really stressed. The government must do something.
Okay.
I raise my case.
Thank you, please.
Right,
And
Honorable
then-
Speaker, thank you very much. Only one point. We need to compare. And the problem we have as teachers is lack of comparison. Lawyers say, please do not charge very little money to discourage younger people from joining the profession. For us teachers, we are charging very little. And therefore, we are discouraging younger people from joining us. If we stand and we say, we cannot go to class if they have not given us beyond 2 million, 3 million, I want to tell you, even this very government will go to its knees. If we don't do that, we shall remain with the 400K. We shall continue lamenting. We shall cry and cry and cry. And we should even drop the missionary mentality. You see, teaching is a vocation. You see, teaching is a calling. We are here to do serious work. We should be paid. We have got children. You have heard the Honorable Member of Parliament who has been here, a young one, that we have emotions. We cannot continue saying that this is a calling, this is a vocation. We have children whom we need to send to school, whom we need to feed, whom we need to dress, whom we need everything. There is no way. Recently, the public service had to increase pay for the judicial officers. You hear that the lowest person in the judiciary is paid 2.8, and the 2.8 is without allowances, because they have got allowances. If you work up country, they need to transport you there, they need to give you medical allowance, they need to give you everything. With the 2.8, here we are with the 400 consolidated.
Thank you. Someone would ask who bewitched the teaching profession. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and all the members of Parliament. Mine is almost similar to what the previous speaker said about the calling. I think if we want these younger ones to really be inspired in our profession, we should leave the traditional professional ethics. They are traditional. There is a mismatch between the generation and the ethics of our profession. There are some things we need to change. You cannot tell a child, like now you see how that girl was dressed smartly. These days they talk of tight or what fitting, what. Then you come to the school, you a teacher, they say, no, you have trained, but you are not supposed to have tutex, you are not supposed to have this, you are not supposed to answer such. So I would say, let us read much.
You mean you're not supposed to have makeup and tutex as a teacher?
Really, we are not supposed. That you are going to distract the attention of the children. So sometimes the child thinks about that. Really, I want to join there, but you see how the teachers dress. When you put on a small dress, a tight one, say, no, that's not the right one. So the generation is different, and really for us, we are still with the traditional issues. So if there is that change, at least these children will also come in and say, no,
okay, thank you.
We can do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, teachers, for being part of this very important topic. And we promise you, as NTV, we shall continue to give you a voice until we see the glory of the teaching profession. Thank you for coming in big numbers. Those who have been watching us, thank you for listening. The teachers, wherever you are, please take heart and struggle and advocate until the government does something. I am your speaker, Agnes Nandutu, and I aspire to inspire you before I expire. With powers conferred upon me as the Speaker of People's Parliament, I adjourn this House until next Saturday.